podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC, where we have transfer news. Oh, no, we don't. No news at all, actually, on this Wednesday. Nothing at all happening. Mo and Wataru Endo have returned for pre-season training. That is the height of the excitement today. It's a very, very slow news day. There's absolutely nothing taking place. We do know one thing, though. We know that a Liverpool player will come back from South America, well, actually from America, with a Copa America winners medal. Alexis McAllister in Argentina beat Canada last night to secure their place in the final. And in the other semi-final, which takes place tonight, it's Darwin versus Diaz, Uruguay versus Colombia. So there will be Liverpool representation on both sides in the final. My hope is that Alexis and Argentina win that game and complete the 3 in a row. But I'd be thrilled for either Lucho or Darwin if they were to win this tournament outright. It could be a huge confidence boost for them. But I really like this Argentina team. And I've always had a soft spot for Argentina because I grew up in the Maradona era. So Maradona is, for me, the best player of all time. I've said before, Messi's the greatest. He's had the better career. But I don't think anybody ever reached the peak that Maradona hit. And with this Argentina team as well, last week I went over one signing from every Premier League club for us. I rambled about Julian Alvarez, and since then I haven't been able to get the idea of Julian Alvarez out of my mind. I think as a 9 in a 4-3-3, if we were to play similar to how we did under Jurgen, or as a 10 if Slot wants to play the way he played at Feyenoord, that kind of attacking midfielder, I think that either of those roles he'd be absolutely outrageously good in. Like, him as the new Bobby would be something I'd be very, very intrigued by. You could shift Darwin to the left, have Mo on the right for now. We'll see what happens in the long term with Mo. But I think that's something that could work really well. And then Dom, Alexis, and whoever in midfield. Need a defensive midfielder, obviously. That's interesting. It's not as interesting as, or I don't think it's as interesting as Dom left side, Mo right side, Darwin through the middle, Alvarez is the 10, and then Alexis and somebody else. But either way, I think it would work really well. So despite the fact that he plays for that horrible shower, I am very much on Team Alvarez as well. And obviously, look, it's Messi, so you want to see him in the last years of his career have as much success as he possibly can have. In tonight's Euro game, we also have players on both sides. We have Trent and Joe Gomez, neither of whom will start in the England squad. And then we've got Virgil and Cody starting for the Netherlands and Ryan Gravenberch in the squad. Spain obviously sealed their place in the Euros final last night, knocking out Ibu in France. Delighted for France to go out personally. in part because of the mistreatment of Ibu, who was the starter going into the tournament, got ill, and then for some reason was never brought back into the team, despite the fact that neither of the starting centre-backs played very well. But I suppose they were keeping clean sheets and, well, boring everybody to tears. But they're out, and Spain are through. We don't have a representative in the Spain squad, which is something we should probably look to rectify in the coming years. It's always nice to have a good Spanish player around the place. But yeah, so we're going to have Liverpool players on 3 of the 4 finalists in the 2 major international tournaments, which is, pretty good. I don't think anybody else has that. In fact, I'm almost certain nobody else has that. Real could have. Because they'd have Carvajal, potentially Bellingham, if England go through. Then in the Uruguay team, they have Valverde. But if Colombia go through, they wouldn't have anybody. And they've got nobody in the Argentina team. I'm almost certain they've got nobody in the Argentina team. No, they don't. They don't have anybody in the Argentina team. So yeah, Real could as well, but they won't have as many people. It's absolutely meaningless, but it's just nice. It's nice to see our lads doing well at international level. One bit of transfer news. Manchester United have had a bid accepted for Lenny Yoro, but it doesn't sound like he has any interest in going there. And I'd imagine if he does hint that he's willing to go there, that's when we will make a bid, if we want to make a bid. We've received a 7-figure windfall for a transfer agreed last summer. Camille Grubara has gone to Wolfsburg, and we get 2 million of that transfer fee as part of the sell-on clause that we negotiated into his departure when he went to Copenhagen. So all told, I think we got 5.5 million for him, which is pretty good. If we sell 424 more Grubaras, the sell-on clauses would help us pay for Lamine Yamal. So there you go. There's some more meaningless information for you. 6 Liverpool youngsters you should watch this season. This is written by Sam Milne for This Is Anfield. Kieran Morrison, the young Northern Irish attacker that we signed from Manchester United, he can play in a bunch of different positions. Either flank, off the striker, or he's played a bit more in midfield last season. So he's a very exciting player. Trey Niani is the one that I think most people are very excited about. He really does look like he's got something about him. Amara Nallo, the centre-back, brought in last summer from West Ham, very, very highly regarded. Trent Kone-Doherty, another young Irish prospect. He's from Northern Ireland, but he'll play for the Southern team, the real team. I have no offence to the Northern brethren, but it should be one team. Yeah, he does look like an exciting player. He's 18 now, so you'd hope to see him kick on and make some, inroads into the first team squad. Keylor Figueroa, a lot of people have talked about. His dad, Maynor, was a decent defender, played for Wigan and a bunch of other clubs. Keylor plays up front. He's a US underage international and really does look the part. And then Lucas Pitt, who's a centre-back or right-back. I'm not familiar with him. It's a very exciting time for our academy. So a lot of really, really good young players coming through. And obviously we're doing a good job now at snapping up players from other academies. It looks like Rio will join. That's just waiting Premier League approval. Ayman from Wolves is set to join as well. There's that other centre-back we signed from Wolves last summer, whose name escapes me. But yeah, all things point to a pretty bright future for the club. Marcelo Bielsa has admitted there is no plan B for stopping Luis Diaz. Now, the way Colombia are playing, Lucho is kind of playing through the middle and drifting out on the wing because they're playing a diamond with two up top. And he's really seems to be enjoying the extra space this gives him. He's had a pretty good tournament. He was good in 2 games, not so good in the other 2, but he's definitely a big threat in that Colombian team. And Uruguay are going to have to be very, very cautious against him, especially with Nandez suspended, the right back. There's going to be a backup right back playing if Diaz starts to shift into that kind of left half space. They're going to have to be very, very cautious with him. Araujo potentially injured as well. So might be an entirely new right side of that defence, which isn't ideal going up against an informed team. And Colombia are an informed team. You could make the case they've been the most exciting team in the Copa. 19-year-old leaves Liverpool on free transfer as new club confirms 2-year deal. Luke Hewitson is heading to Fleetwood Town on a 2-year contract. We brought him in from Sunderland in 2019. Fair. Best of luck to him. I hope it goes really, really well. Still really young, so huge possibilities in his career. By Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract must be a priority this summer. I mean, I think that's fairly obvious. That's fair to say. Liverpool now know when Ibrahima Konate can return for pre-season. The fact that he didn't play a single minute means he's basically just been training and resting. So a couple of weeks holiday and I think he'll be back and ready to go. I didn't realise this. Konate will now embark on a post-season break, which will be a minimum of 3 weeks, as per the Premier League. So, therefore, he won't be back with us until the 1st of August, which means it'll be after that then for Alexis, Diaz, Nunez, Virgil, Cody, Gravenberch, Gomez, and Trent. That's less than ideal. You'd assume they won't fly out to America because we play our last game there on August 4th, so it'd be pointless to have Ibu fly over. And I think best case is just keep him at the AXA, have him train there, have the others train there when they get back. The Sevilla game on the 11th of August, pretty much everybody should be back by then, so they can all train beforehand and play some part. And then obviously the league starts the following week. That's everything on this Anfield. Not a whole lot on this Anfield today because there isn't a whole lot to really talk about. Let's see. Anfield Watch. A piece about Salah. A piece about FSG and their attempt to buy Bordeaux. Piece about Caoimhín Kelleher and his potential departure. Fears are growing inside the England camp that reported Liverpool transfer target Anthony Gordon has been distracted by speculation. Where's this come from? Oh, the Star. Right, well, we'll put that firmly in the nearest bin because you might as well have plucked it out of your own arse as be reporting things from the Star. Liverpool.com have a piece about Mo being back and meeting Slot for the first time. It's a piece about Alexis, a piece about João Gomes. Just doesn't make sense for us. Liverpool's nightmare transfer window. Can't be arsed with shite like that. 4 Andy Robertson replacements as Liverpool line up. Long-term successor. Liverpool sent astonishing Anthony Gordon message as Arne Slot warned of transfer implications. More nonsense. Liverpool enter transfer chase for Karim Adeyemi. Highly doubt that we have. England duo given blueprint to expose Van Dijk in Euro 2024 semi-final. This sounds like it might be absolute nonsense. Oh, so Martin Keown, who has all the intelligence of a fucking turnip, has highlighted 2 England players he believes can exploit weakness in the Dutch captain, the best centre-back on the planet, by the way. He believes that Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka can go toe-to-toe with Nathan Ake and Van Dijk. That's just utter tripe. Well, first of all, Phil Foden, even in the 3-4-2-1, plays on the left, where Van Dijk is not stationed. It will be Jude Bellingham. And I don't think Virgil's going to be overly worried about anything Jude can do, because Jude spends most of his game having to drop back into midfield because Declan Rice and Kobe Mainoo are incapable of progressing the ball well. Let's see. 4 Andy Robertson successors. Let's see. Reynat Nouri, okay. Joe Gomez, dreadful shout. Costa Simicus, dreadful shout. And Lucas. Why bother writing this? This is utter nonsense. If someone at Liverpool.com is paid for this article, they should immediately seek reimbursement, because that's tripe. We'll check in with Panda Dave O.C. Cock. How you doing, son? Piece on Thiago and the potential of him going to Barcelona as a coach. Max Verstappen reveals text with Virgil van Dijk before England versus the Netherlands. Club president makes transfer admission. We'll come to that. There's a piece about Frimpong. We'll have a go at this. Liverpool duo omitted from pre-season. That is Reece Williams and Billy Koumetio, who are obviously not going to play any part with Liverpool ever again. There's a piece here suggesting that Burnley would like to sign Nat Phillips, according to The Athletic. A club president has seemingly confirmed one player Liverpool have on their shortlist. Let's see. Okay, so this is the president of Ankara in Turkey, who has said that Liverpool and Arsenal are interested in Baraz Alper Yilmaz, who doesn't play for that club anymore, but they sold him to Galatasaray, and he has a 20% sell-on clause or whatever. Bild reveal when Jeremy Frimpong release clause expires. Okay, so apparently the 40 million euro release clause expires the week after the European Championship final. Yeah, I mean, fair. He's a really good player. It's surprising to me that nobody's actually tried to trigger it so far. And our friend with the catchphrase then has confirmed that Liverpool will complete the signing of young Rio. So fair play. He did have the exclusive on that. He also tried to disparage the young player by saying that we had broken our wage structure when apparently we haven't done anything of the sort. Report, Jurgen Klopp tempted to return after being offered dream job. I think that's the US men's national team job, isn't it? That's the one he's been linked with anyway. Oh, potentially the German national team. Oh, so that would make more sense, I suppose. But he has been linked with the US men's national team in a few years. Julian Nagelsmann's tenure has been described as a resounding failure. Interesting. There's a piece about Nico Williams, who allegedly we have interest in. There's a piece about Arnie, a piece about Mo, a piece about Bordeaux. And then there is, podcast-wise, our daily pods on Euro 2024, which you can get on Anfield Index Pro and on EPL Index. You can also get the two-footed pod on EPL Index if you want more of me in your ears every day. There's also Buzz Podcast, which is more of me. That's myself and Downey, though. So you get Downey. So that's why you listen to it. You don't listen for me. You listen for Trev, who's having a whale of a time over at Ackle, and I'm very jealous because it's just miserable here. And he seems to be getting nice weather and we're getting rain. So, joys. Yeah, so listen to that for the purpose of listening to Trev. We did the Seattle scene. So we changed gears and went the music direction. I believe we're going to have another one this week. Actually, must text Young Downey and confirm. And aside from that, that's pretty much it, actually. You've got the Media Matters from Monday, which you can go and listen to. It's Eddie Gibbs and David Lynch. There's a few more things to come, but it's just a quiet time at the moment. There's not a whole lot happening. You couldn't possibly ask the Under Pressure lads to podcast in the summer. They've got far more important things to be doing with themselves. And Dan Kennett is reveling in the glory of the election, which is always a fantastic thing to watch the Tories get slapped. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.